Hello and welcome to Nick V Uncensored. Today we've got John White, and today we're going to be talking about frequency vibration that targets pathogens. And this is what I understand the future to be, as opposed to the mainstream big pharma situation we've been in for so long that's been suppressed and probably suppressed for many years. John, thank you so much for joining me. How are you, and what have you been up to?
I'm fantastic. What have I been up to? Well, I've been up to a lot, Nick. I've been up to a tremendous amount. But what drives me is getting people well again, which is a very poor business model because, pharma just want to keep people sick, but spoon feeding them with whatever. There's a perfect customer, isn't it? A captured audience. And what I want to do is free those people from the tethers that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. And just before we begin, I just want to say to just for the sake of the video that for YouTube, and because we want to put it on YouTube and we want to respect the guidelines, we just want to say we're not making any claims. We're not financial or health advisors. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please do your own research, and everything we're saying is based on speculation, opinions, and research and studies, etc. So I just got to put that out there. But the viewers understand completely that we have to use the matrix tools and bypass the system and get the truth out there to as many souls as possible. But John, why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about you and your background and what you're about?
Well, what I do and what our company does is provide machines to get people well again. It all started when I was very young and I had family members die, and I was absolutely powerless. My grandfather, he died from an anti-inflammatory, and I thought, how can something which is supposed to make you better actually put you under? And so I made a promise to myself to find a solution. Then I went through formal training with always this goal in mind to provide solutions. So it's, electronics, electrical, computer programming and everything. And I went through this formal training, Nick, and I thought, gosh, I know quite a bit. But then I discovered Royal Rife, who is a man who pioneered this frequency treatment methodology. And I realized I knew next to nothing. I realized through all my formal training through university that things had not been taught to me. Things have been, I'd like to use the word suppressed, so I will.
Yeah,
and I realized, gosh, I've got a lot to learn. And so I did the hard yards, and what I found out was just absolutely amazing. They had the solution for, am I allowed to say things like cancer, or I'll say C? They found a solution for C 100 years ago, almost to the day. And what's happened since then? Well, we get pink ribbons every year. Where does that money go? Really? Does it go into research? And all these things were flowing in my mind. I thought, well, really, who is truly focused on getting people well again? Not many. I even today struggle to think of any company that's truly got their hearts in the right place with regards to everything's the customer. So I decided, well, I'll go for it. I'll just do it. And so I applied what I knew and developed equipment. It started off as a garage type business, and it's grown a bit since then, to the point where now we're the largest. Some people call it alternative health, but really it should be the mainstream health systems out there. We are the largest in the world. How did we become the largest? Not because we wanted to be the largest, only because we want to touch everyone in the world with health. We want everyone to heal. People come to learn about us, Spooky too, and they learn about what we do, and they think, oh, another company, Well, they buy a product from us and they'll never hear from us again. But nothing could be further from the truth, because We've got so much community out there. We've got Facebook with over 100,000 members. So anyone can go onto the Facebook group and ask these questions, and they get really wonderful replies, help from people that have been in their shoes. So it's a community effort. So Spooky 2, yeah, okay, I started it, but it's snowballed to something way beyond what I ever thought it would possibly be. And we've still got the same small company focus of people. People is everything. We are for the people. So when we sell our products, people know that we don't charge exorbitant figures for profits. We've got no one to answer to. We don't have board members. We don't have hierarchy or anything like this. We go straight to the customer. And the products that we make far exceed those of other suppliers, but I'm told I'm not supposed to say that, so just disregard that. It was totally unbiased because I'm the founder and everything. But no, truly, our heart is in healing. So, yeah, from those early days to now, nothing's really changed in our goal. Right. We've become more able to do it through becoming larger. But even now, profits that we make, we throw back into charities in all countries throughout the world to help people that are unfortunate, orphans, building hospitals, all over the place. We're doing things to help humanity. So when we wake up in the morning, we don't think, okay, we're going to have product X coming out. How much can we get away with charging for it? How can we hook people into continually pay something each month and things like this? We don't think like that. We just think, well, what is the best product we can make for the people? Yeah. That's it. It's nice and simple, isn't it? And we don't think of audience as in, okay, when someone buys something, then they have to keep on paying for something. Our 60,000 program database is free. 60,000 different types of illnesses for free. Or now we've just developed a JW peptide series for presets for running in Spooky. And how much should we charge for this? Nothing, because we can. We're not greedy. We have what we need, and so provide more than what people expect, really. So yeah, we've got over 1,000 different peptides, and that's another thing again. But Spooky can send these programs directly. They're leading edge, by the way. You will not read this anywhere. No other manufacturer is doing this because we developed the systems, we did the science, we did everything ourselves. Why? Because no one else seems interested. Because there's no money in it. Things like this. Yeah. If you're sick, you don't want to have to do the research and then get stung from one supplier or, find your pockets get drained there. There's nothing left there because of someone's charging, $5,000, $6,000 for a plasma unit. Things like this. That's crazy stuff. And in that regard, a lot of suppliers now are no better than the drug companies. They say frequency is natural, blah, 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 but they still charge exorbitant fees like the drug companies. Mm-hmm. It's the greed.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very wrong because they're not doing it for the betterment of humanity. It's like what you said, it's greedy, there's an agenda, and they would even go as far as suppressing it. If somebody else like yourself would go as far as, which you have, to go and heal humanity, which is what you want to do, and this is what my platform's about: is interviewing people like yourselves. And fortunately, because I'm in this circle, I know a few number of people like yourselves who are looking to reverse, and heal. And when people outside of this circle ask me, oh, who are you interviewing? And I'm saying, oh, I'm interviewing such and such. And then they say, are they a doctor? Do they have a PhD? And I say, no, actually, they're much more beyond. And they're like, what do you mean? Right? Oh, they go, what do you mean? And I said, well, these people understand what the universities are hiding. They were told that they had X amount of time to survive or to live, and they were going to die. And they went beyond the doctors. They went beyond, and they found solutions, and they found solutions that work. And the mainstream healthcare doesn't want to talk about it because the money is not in the
No.
cure. It's in the medicine. They want you to keep coming back. So it's a very big business. And yeah, and I appreciate you coming on here to talk about that. So talk to me a little bit about what is it? What is the Rife machine? The spooky, could you give us an examples or cases of how you've helped others?
Oh gosh, where to start? I mean, we've been going for 13 or 14 years or something as a business, and before then I had a clinic in New Zealand treating people. So we've at one time, Nick, we had so many people reporting back these amazing success stories. We created a whole website, spookytruereviews.com. But I don't know, for some reason, we were forced to prune it because we were accused of making claims. And it's sad because on this website, not only did we have people, saying that did this and this, but they gave how they did it, how they applied our devices. And this is all great knowledge.
Hmm.
If, they know the exact protocol, that's the optimum, and it works. So we were forced to remove a large number of them, but we're slowly trying to sort of sneak a few in again. So that's at spookytruereviews.com. It really is too numerous to mention. I can't think of one condition that we have not resolved completely.
Right.
So
Does that include
you dial a
does that include the C word? Does it include the a lot of these diseases?
yes, yeah, absolutely, probably especially the C word because some of them are quite serious. Some of them they rapidly go through the stages very rapidly, become metastatic, and then commonly you hear of someone being diagnosed with C, and then 6 months down the track, they're pushing up daisies. It's very, very sad. Um, and we've had people come to us. They've been told to go home and get their affairs in order. They come home. They're not happy, but they hear about us, and they contact us, and then we give advice, and then they usually, or not always, but sometimes usually, buy one of our devices and then use it. And then, wow, they get well again. Our very first scaler machine, for example, was a prototype that we had basically glued together for taking with us to America for a conference tour. And one prototype that we had, our friend asked for it because she had been diagnosed with breast cancer. And so I thought, gosh, we need it. We're going away in about 2 weeks' time. It'll give us time to build another one. So we gave this one to her. During the tour, before the first conference, she sends through her phone the medical results. She got another scan of the tumours that are in the breast, and they had gone from something like 2 centimetres to less than a pea size in the short course of about 2 weeks. So, of course, we incorporated that into our conference in the first time, and by the time we returned back to China, it was history for the cancer. And it was our very first customer because it was our very first machine. And since then, the results just pile in by the truckload of people that have had amazing results, not just with Scalar, but with all our devices.
Yeah. Do you find that a lot of people, when they first hear about you, they're skeptical because of culture and social conditioning of the world we live in today, that they still can't, they don't understand that this is possible, and they're so conditioned by the
Oh,
system.
absolutely.
Yeah. Talk about that.
Well, let's think. It's been 100 years since there was this headline in the newspaper, the San Diego Times, the cure for cancer. And it was true. And there was a banquet with not hundreds, but about 50 or 60 doctors to celebrate the cure for cancer. That got wiped away. Between then and now, we have had 5 generations of people. Each of those generations have only lived through the one system of health care. And so that's everything that people know. People only know what they're told. So like me, I've been through so much formal training, both with natural health and everything, and I never heard of Royal Rife until I discovered that he was going down, he had completed the path which I was going down. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that most people are unaware or very skeptical, or they read about. They do a Google search on Royal Rife, debunked, claim, all these terms that they use to ridicule the man. The man was he was a genius. He was very, very thorough in his work, and his results were indisputable. Well, they burned his laboratory. They put it to fire. They murdered people that were associated with him. They threatened to withdraw the practicing licenses of doctors that were using his machines. All these things are terrible, terrible. But it truly happened. That's how it is. Now, it's been largely forgotten. In almost all sites, including Wikipedia, where people go to, they say it's just quackery.
So
it's
just say that again.
And as soon as someone does a Google search, it's quackery. Well, why bother?
So who burned the lab? Sorry, if you could just tell me that again.
Sure. Well, he had a laboratory. He had a business, and he had all of his laboratory handwritten notes and everything. This is back in the early 1930s. An arsonist burnt that lab down. Oh, my picture's frozen.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I can still hear you. It will come back. There you go. I can see you. You're moving.
I'm back. And I'll make sure I smile next time I freeze. and it was destroyed. Now, this is a laboratory which wouldn't have caught fire by itself. There wasn't anything that was hot and flammable in there. But an accelerant was used to burn that lab down. And doctors were visited by these agents that said to them, if you do not give us that machine in the corner, we will remove your name from the registry and you will no longer be a doctor. You will have no income. There were 1 or 2 doctors that refused, and luckily, because that's really one of the only ways that we know of this man. So to this day, most people don't know about Royal Raymond Rife, but he was a genius. He was a genius in in many areas. He didn't just focus on one thing. He focused on many things. He was a gifted musician. He designed the world's fastest speedboat engine for the time, and it's only just recently that record was beaten. He did many things. And for a newspaper to publish the end of cancer and a photograph of all these doctors smiling, holding up the glasses, the end of cancer, the cure of cancer. This is when the AMA was just starting off, becoming stronger, more powerful. So figures like Fishburne, he wanted this gone. He didn't want to have anything electric to heal because it's not a very good business model. Mm-hmm. It's almost free to plug something in and then apply frequencies. And once you have a machine like this, you treat yourself, you become better, you put it away in the cupboard. And then if your friends come along, you can treat them. Where's the money in that?
Hmm.
And I know from first hand that most of our devices are shared amongst people. Isn't that great? That's how it should be.
Yeah, of
But that's
course.
not the way business works.
Of course. No, it's very
I'll
interesting.
tell you how bad it is.
Yeah. Tell me, please.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. I use AI a lot for development, and in particular, just recently, our peptide series. Um, I I was going fine for a week, and then I got blacklisted. I tried different models, and all of them refused to perform the steps in part of my process. That's all American ones. Chinese ones weren't any problem
Mm.
because China doesn't have an association with the AMA, and so I was still able to do my work. But even then, things were getting a little bit shaky at one time, so I decided to run local models. Local models are good because it's only on your computer. What you do with the AI stays on your computer. It meant that I had to work a lot on the processes and that. I still need to rely on online AI to verify because AIs have a habit of lying and then covering themselves up with more lies. So I needed a secondary verification online. So, but still, I've managed to sort of circumnavigate. But isn't it telling that American AIs were the ones that were refusing, and yet that's the land of the free? Whereas, communist China,
Yeah.
it's in many ways is more free. It's like
It goes to
it's
show
not
how
what you'd
much
imagine.
it goes to show how free some nations think they are, but they're really not, and we're just controlled by the by this globalist elitist thing going on. Yeah. It's,
When I had a clinic in New Zealand, I was investigated with a private investigator, and I had to keep undercover because it wasn't allowed, it wasn't registered. But when the authorities found out, I couldn't continue. And that was one of the things that pushed me to come to China, actually. Um, and yeah, the rest is yes, no, I don't get that. But everything I read in Western news is, Western countries are free. Okay, in China they don't. Oh, I've gone completely. In Chinese countries, it's true they don't have elections, but gosh, I look like a ghost, don't I? But in other ways,
yeah.
it's so much freer because I can go and buy ivermectin by the kilo, and I did.
Yeah.
At the start of the other thing that happened about 3 years ago, I bought a kilo of ivermectin and fenbendazole because I thought, well, maybe it's going to be out of stock. But it's freely available here. And other things, you just buy it. Just
Yeah.
buy it.
Well,
And
John,
whereas you can't even buy iodine
yeah,
in England.
it's terrible. Yeah.
Iodine.
Iodine is it? Yeah. Well, John, it's been great speaking to you. But can you tell the viewers where can they buy the Rife machine? I'm going to leave the link below in the description, and I believe you're doing a
Okay.
5% discount as well.
Oh, I don't do money. I've never done money. So that's up in the hands of the people that sort of support me and do their side of it. If I did know things like that, then my mind will start wandering. But that's great. I'll have to have a hard word with them tomorrow.
Mhm.
5%. I don't know how they're doing that, but anyway, they can go to spooky2-mall.com. In fact, our launchpad website is spooky2.com. That's number 2. So it's spooky2.com. And all of our websites you can see them from there. And somewhere you'll find Spooky 2 Mall, which is the shopping site. And they'll see things which may blow their minds away. They think, gosh, I never knew about this. Machines which introduce these healing frequencies into your body. Did you know, Nick? You can use frequencies to target precisely a certain pathogen. Let's say you've got a certain disease, but you don't want to harm other cells in your body. You can apply the frequencies specific for that disease and leave other cells untouched, completely untouched.
That's
People
amazing. Yeah.
that I, I tell you something which is very common. People think they're fairly healthy, but once they use our machines, they wake up and they think, gosh, this is different. They realize they're almost like a zombie before. Their thinking process was like this. Their energy levels were low. They had the odd aches or pains, but they thought it's normal. They thought, well, I'm getting old. I've hit the 40, but it's not. It's absolutely not normal.
Mm. I
And
think
I've got like
it's the
this
future,
this thing
isn't it?
here.
Yeah.
This is our
The kit.
essentials kit, our
Yeah.
Generator X essentials kit. And inside here, maybe we haven't got enough time, but it's got things like a frequency generator and contact things
Show us,
and
please.
light
Open it up if you
light.
please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, it's jam packed with goodness. That's the first thing you'll see is a quick start guide, because a lot of people think, well, okay, I've got it. What do I do? So a quick start is nice and simple, gets you started. Under there, you've got everything. Generator X is our top of the line frequency generator. I'll take it out of its bag. It's like a jewelry bag. That's our frequency generator. It's got built into it two frequency generators, both of which can perform biofeedback. Let's say you're not feeling very well, but you don't know what you have. You just feel sick. You know you got something,
Right.
but you don't know exactly what. And you want it gone.
Hmm.
Well, you use biofeedback. And you
Biofeedback.
you do a scan, you find out what frequencies your body's screaming for, and then you run them. And in this essentials kit, you have, gosh, I don't know where to start. It's got so many things, but it's got these TENS pads that you connect onto the output and you stick them onto your body and then you apply the frequencies. It's got a sample digitizer. Where is it? It's the remote. And I've got so many things, but a sample digitizer. I'll explain to you what a sample digitizer is. I'm told I've got to return this generator to work tomorrow because we're a little bit low in stock because we always sell them quite well. But I'll open up the bag. It's a little clip arrangement.
Hmm.
What you do? Oh, this has been vacuum packed. I can't really. But anyway, you take out two of these. There's I don't know how many, 10 of them, 5 pairs, so it's 10 of them. You take out two and you place it in here. You put a sample of your saliva in there or any bodily tissue and run a scan using this. And if any bugs are in here, it'll find it. So if you're unwell and you've got mucus in your nose, that's what you throw in here. You can clean the slide afterwards to keep it nice and hygienic. But it's a very, very precise way of determining what you have. And you don't even have to have any wires connected to you to treat yourself. So that's that. And it's got a cold laser wrist for blood purifying. You can send frequencies to it using the same generator that I showed before. Oh, here we go. There's two slides that are open already.
Right.
That's nice of them. So just put this across. It's like that. It's like the beak of a duck. And you put the sample in there, close it up, connect it to your generator, run your biofeedback, and come back in half an hour. And there you go. You've got the report there.
Mm.
It's your report, exactly what you have. You don't have to spend dollars going to a clinic, get your test, and then the test results you get back aren't really what you want to know.
How about blood? Can you put a
it's
sample of blood?
yes, you can. Blood's the best.
Mm.
Blood's the best thing to use. It's just not the most convenient. That's all.
Of course, of course. Oh, it's,
Or painless.
yeah. Well, John, thank you very much for sharing everything with us today. It's been a great honor to have you on, and thanks for all the great work you're doing as well for the people. So yeah, the link will be below in the description. I say to the viewers, have a click right below and let us know what you think. Use it. Let us know. Contact me. Leave the comments below. John, is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
Yeah, well, your viewers tend to be the people that are more open-minded and seeking the truth.
That's right.
I encourage them, if they haven't already, at the very least, buy the cheapest of our products. We've got one generator which is cheaper than this one, but still very, very capable. And learn about our communities. We expose ourselves to 100,000 people that can talk anything about us. That's how much confidence we have. And I can't think of any other manufacturer that is so open. And so I encourage people to buy the cheapest of our devices and give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
And that will change their mind. They'll come to realize, gosh, this is if this is the cheapest, imagine what the other devices that we have can do, like our plasma machine, which is a direct copy of the original Royal Rife plasma. Things like this. So much to learn, so much to learn. But be your own doctor. You know your body, like you know where you're hurting. You wake up at night and you've got the aches and pains. You are your own doctor. So heal yourself. Give
Thank you.
yourself the tools you need to heal yourself.
Absolutely. Well, John, thank you very much. And we'll speak again very soon. You take care. Bye bye.
You take